It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Friday, March 9th, 2018. It is 7 a.m. It's still cold, Scooter. Can you go fix that?
You seem like all fired up this morning.
It's Friday.
Hi, this is Dale Hoffman.
It's Friday, Scooter.
I know.
You got to work the weekend?
I work every day. I'm married. I don't get a day off. No.
There are advantages to being single.
I would imagine. No, I look forward to the weekend. I do.
Yeah, you got a honey-do list?
Always. It never
that
ends.
long?
Yeah. Of course, these are things that need to be done anyway.
Oh,
so I blame it on her, but they need to be done. So.
Anyway, welcome Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis. And I'm glad it's Friday.
I am too.
Yeah.
I wish it was a little bit warmer coming in, but of course, like I said, I don't mind the cold weather too bad. I know that.
Well, countdown to spring here. I'm looking at it here. In fact, this just popped up. Opening day for St. Louis Cardinal baseball is at New York this time on March 29th. Yay! All right, here we go
with the baseball.
So let's see, the 29th. That's like less than 2 weeks. Can't wait. I may just sneak out of here one day and drive to St. Louis and watch a ball game. What do you think?
There you go.
All right. Anyway, we're glad you've joined us this morning. We're all enjoying Brood Awakening Coffee. You can do the same. 3 locations to serve you. Highway 62 East. It's out by Anytime Fitness, the Walmart Plaza, I call it, Balmer Boulevard. And BRMC Lobby. The best coffee in town is Brood Awakening. You're not drinking Brood Awakening, just drinking muddy water. What are you drinking today? Coffee?
I've got coffee this morning. Don't give me a hard time. I'm drinking your.
It's got a little STP in it today, you know. Makes it go down easier.
That's like 20 W50. I think
diesel oil.
Run a little thicker today.
Put a little diesel oil in there, make it go down better.
It's gonna have me sweating here in a little bit. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, the girl from the library. Yeah.
Library. You want another cup?
No, I'm
still sweating.
Or the dad from the Christian Academy. No. I've heard rumors about your coffee.
It's potent. It works.
Michele, have you got yours yet? Not yet. Your F.A.D. cups are out here. There's some more over there. Brave woman, Michele.
If you want to wake up, go get you some of Dale's coffee or oil or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, anyway. Roller Funeral Home brings the morning prayer each and every day. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, and we say you just don't go out shopping for a funeral home like you do a car or a new shirt or something. But when the need arises, Roller Funeral Home across the state of Arkansas, with all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes has paused now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, I'm encouraged that our president has extended an invitation to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Without a doubt, I feel the president will talk peace, as in no violence, no bloodshed, and no loss of life. Lord, my prayer today is I pray you give wisdom to President Trump to achieve peace with North Korea. Lord, actually, perhaps the North Korean people could actually become free and not under such an iron hand. All we are saying is give peace a chance, and that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes.
They do such a good job in this community.
They do. They sure do.
Really do.
Greg Farm Services brings you the morning weather. What do we got from Greg's this week? Let's see what they've got. Just page after page
of
stuff.
You can go online and it's amazing because, they've got such a variety of stuff from clothing. We've talked about those recycled shoes. We've talked about Jerry, and he buys his jeans from there, and the new women's line. And then, they got feed. They've got all
here we
your
go.
Yard needs.
Going through the list here. Martin houses. Now's the time to get those set up. Onion sets, garlic bulbs, seed potatoes, baby chicks are at Greg Farm Services. Then time to get your seed. Then, of course, we got the Cowgirl Turf of the closing line, new to Greg Farm Services. Then you've got propane exchange. All things that you need farm-wise are right there at Greg Farm Services.
And the good part is you're dealing with people that know what they're talking about.
Yep.
And you can go online, and they actually have stuff on there when to do this, when to do that. So if you're curious when you need to cut this or when you need to do that, they're trying to get the information out there. Just go online, visit, or
Your
go
Farmer's
visit.
Almanac for Northern Arkansas is a Gregg Farm Services. There
There
you
you
go.
go.
I mean, they've got it all. Gregg Farm Services brings you the morning weather, where we have 33 degrees in Mountain Home right now. We got 32 at Harrison, 34 at Harrison. Mountain View checks in at 27, well, 29 at Yellville. It's 27 at Marshall. Calico Rock along the beautiful White Rivers at 33. 31 at Poplar Bluff, Missouri, in southeast Missouri on Highway 67. Branson, Missouri, in southwest Missouri on US 65. It's 34. South central Missouri, West Plains at US 160. Highway 63 is 29 degrees. Warming trend in Watford City, North
Heat
Dakota.
wave.
My son don't know how to act. 14 degrees today in Watford City. I think it's like -4 yesterday.
I'm just shocked to have a temperature.
14 above zero. 30 in Anchorage. We're just 3 degrees warmer than Anchorage.
30 in Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah.
I
Wonder what it is in Nome. Want me to check Nome, Alaska? Let me type in Nome, Alaska. That's a little farther north. Search. 12.
12 degrees in Nome, Alaska.
That's more normal.
How the
2
hell
degrees
would I-
difference between Nome and Watford City, North Dakota.
As cold as we are, they should be negative. I'm just saying.
You're jealous.
They deserve it. They live in Alaska.
After all, it's supposed to be cold, right?
There you go.
On the national radar, we've got some shower activity along the California-Oregon border. We've got other shower activity. Well, it could be freezing precip in that part of the country, Idaho and Montana. And as you can see on the radar, we got a little, what's he call that, a swath?
Swath.
Got a swath of precip from
Well,
Iowa and Nebraska.
I've been corrected on the swath. It's got to be pretty much a straight line for him to call it a swath. So that's borderline swath, but it's swathish. Believe it. Go
Okay.
ahead.
A swath, if you want to call it.
That's for Jerry.
Western, northwestern Iowa into Nebraska, South Dakota, and then North Dakota getting that swath of snow, as he calls it. Picking up something that looks like around Quad Cities, Illinois. Let me see. Let me go to Quad Cities here. No, it's not Quad Cities. It's south of there. It's Macomb, in the Macomb-Quincy area. A little bit of light. That's going to be some freezing precip, I think. They're in northwestern Illinois right there. Let's see what else we have. Nothing in Arkansas. I'm going to hit that Little Rock stop there. All highways in Arkansas are clear right now. 62 412 east-west from northwest corner, northeast corner. We've got Highway 167 through Batesville, Highway 63 through Jonesboro, Interstate 555 that's not showing up on this map yet. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55 in Arkansas are clear at this time. 65 north-south Little Rock to Branson in good shape. See how Missouri stacks up. See if I can hit St. Louis area. I-70. Looks like either side of St. Louis from Effingham, Illinois, Vandalia, St. Louis to Columbia, Missouri. Looks good. I-44, Rolla, Lebanon in good shape. I-55 south towards Sykeston, Missouri in good shape. And Highway 67, Poplar Bluff all the way into St. Louis. That becomes Lindbergh Boulevard in St. Louis. Looks like it's in good shape as well.
All right. Well,
So-
if you go into Gregg Farm Services, thank them for bringing your weather to you this morning.
Yep. Sure enough.
Okay. I got to do this because if I could have just a moment, a quick second of silence, and the reason for this is Jerry's not here, and it's about one of the only times we ever will get this moment of silence.
No pondering over here.
It's actually pretty quiet without him this morning. I don't know.
I can go turn on the Ricky Nelson 45s.
You know he's watching this morning. He's like, you guys. Yeah.
We could get even real good with him this morning. Well, I tell you what, I was going to the dog park yesterday afternoon. This is about 4:45, and the impatience of people. So I'm going on, I guess it's Glenbrier right there. You got Mountain Home Baptist Church here, and you got the Christian Academy, and of course you got the new 16th Street cuts
Yep.
in. I'm at the stop sign, and of course I'm looking at the traffic that's coming west, so I can go to the little island of pavement right there between the two sets of lanes. I have to continue straight. Little Buick's coming in here, so I have to yield the right of way to give them that lane so they can come in front of me and turn and cut over on Glenbrier. Well, the oncoming traffic, there's a school bus in the far right-hand lane with 3 cars behind it and 2 cars in the other lane, what would be the passing lane. So I'm waiting. In the meantime, there's a lady in a minivan that gets up beside me, honk, 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 get up. Like, I'm not crossing in front of that school bus. Apparently she thought I was turning left and I'm going straight, and I'm sure not going to get out there in all that traffic. You know, because there's just a hint of a hill.
You make me work when you tell a story, because you go into so much detail, and I'm trying
Are you actually having to think today?
I'm trying to build this image, and you keep adding more vehicles, and you keep explaining exactly where they are, so I'm trying to map them out.
You want to know what size tire she had?
No, I don't. We got to get you, we can condense the story down to the purpose.
I'm filling time. It's only 7:10. How many commercials you got in there for break? But can you imagine if Jerry was here?
No. There'd be like smoke coming from somewhere over there. He'd be looking, I'm pondering.
Well, you should have got out of her way to begin with.
Jerry's probably used to it. I mean, you get behind Jerry, he does, 3 mile an hour? So
I rode with him. Where were we going? I don't know. I mean, I'd hate to have to drive with him to Nashville. I think it'd take 3 days.
It'd take him.
I'd get there in 6 hours.
It'd take him 2 hours to watch 60 Minutes. I swear, he is.
When he passes away, it's going to take 3 days for him to fall down dead.
You know, I rode with him the other day, and we joke around about this, but he seriously does this because he's like this.
Shift to neutral and go down.
Yes. He'll get going downhill, and he goes, I'll just shift to neutral, save on gas. I just don't get it.
7-11 on this Friday, March 9th. We're going to take a break. We got Michele Paden here and a whole gang of kids here going to talk. What we talked in F.A.D.D and Last Dance. Okay, coming up right after the break. Be right back.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
(7:14) on this March 9th. I want to welcome Michele Paden here with F.A.D.D, Families Against Distractive Driving. We have some students here as well.
Good morning.
I'll let you take it from here. So
Man,
what you know.
This is the best coffee. I think this is the
You like that?
The best I've ever had here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
WD-40. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's heavier than that.
It's good. It's good this morning. I need it.
Goes down smooth.
It does.
It's that STP.
You like your heavy, but you like your strong coffee. Yeah, I do like strong coffee. I'll let these girls introduce themselves.
Okay.
My name is Mackenzie Paden. I'm a 10th grader at Mountain Home High School.
And my name is Madeline Jones. I'm an 11th grader at Mountain Home High School.
Welcome. Good to have you on.
We're here to talk about The Last Dance happening next Wednesday, March 14th.
Really? Mm-hmm. Filming it this time?
Yes. It will be actually, hopefully, on the Mountain Home Bomber YouTube channel. So good. People from all over can tune in and watch it. That's our goal. So
let's talk about The Last Dance. How'd this originate? I've known about it for a long time, even back when Bob Ketchum was doing the video. Well,
Eddie Elliott is the chairman, and I guess you could say I'm just on the committee, but Eddie is the mastermind behind it, and this is my second year that I've participated with Eddie. Last year set the bar, so I'm really excited to see how this year plays out. But it's a very emotional roller coaster. And if you've never seen one, hopefully you can tune in on the Mountain Home Bomber YouTube channel. But these students have worked hard and have a better understanding of just exactly how lives are changed in seconds behind the wheel of a car. And this is all pretend, but hopefully it's the closest reality these guys will ever know. I'll tell these girls a little reality. Years ago in my auto mechanics day, ever so often I'd have to go, the insurance company say, well, we need to get the stereo out, we need this out, can you go through there? You go to the salvage yard and you can see the face implant in the windshield, or you reach behind the dash to get something. Oh yeah, that's what I need right there. You come up with a handful of teeth, literally. Or you see the engine. I had a Sunday school teacher killed in a head-on collision in a 1964 Chevy, and the engine is sitting in the middle of the front seat where it came through the car. I've been in salvage yards where you cannot imagine some of the things. Yeah. That was reality for me, because I was, 1969 in East St. Louis, Illinois. We're in that salvage yard looking at those two cars. 11 teens die every day because of texting and driving. Well, hoo-ha over here. I'm driving to work here, and I get, bing, I'm driving, scooter. And Michelle's on the show today.
Like I knew you were driving.
I don't need someone to take a picture and send it to me of Dale texting. No.
That would not be
I get a lot of pictures.
Well, I get here early, so I don't know where you're at. I mean...
Don't you feel sorry for him?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
But in all seriousness, whether it's related to texting and driving, alcohol, marijuana, whatever the situation may be.
Whatever distracts you. Yeah. Any distraction. We're all guilty, I'll
never forget the time I'm on I-40, and I'm sitting about 78 miles an hour I'm going towards Nashville. And I look in the rearview mirror, and here's this little white car, like a Toyota Celica or something. This guy's like this, he's driving, and he blows around me. I thought, dude, he's doing 95 out here.
Yeah, they pass you like you're standing still when you go through there.
You've been over there on I-40? Yeah, between Jackson and Nashville. It's crazy.
I was actually headed, we were going to go to Nashville, and we canceled our trip and had to turn around because I didn't feel well, so. Really? So we went to Memphis instead. Because we were staying in Jackson. I have family in Jackson.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where I get on I-40 at Jackson and head, and I just, oh my gosh, just hope nobody runs over you out there. And even the tractor trailers can be crazy. So what do you want to accomplish through this video, this Last Dance?
Well, just to let teenagers and adults know that texting and driving and use of your cell phone and really doing anything behind the wheel is not safe and it's not okay.
I'm working on a 1-hour TV special for XL7 TV on addiction and suicide. And by making this announcement, I've had doors open in Fulton County, Boone County, Marion County, Baxter County, all the way to Jonesboro and now into Nashville, and which has kind of pushed the production time back a little bit so we can make sure. But we know we have a problem. So when we say we're going to raise awareness, that just kind of blows out the window anymore. And now for my program, it's going to be more of an education factor of, yes, it can happen to me.
Yes, and that's what people think. Oh,
that'll never happen to me.
That'll never happen
to me.
I can multitask behind the wheel, and I can do that. I've driven for 40 years and have never had an accident. Well, not a major accident, you know. So if you are in that mindset, you are so wrong.
You're setting yourself up.
And the sad thing about it is you can do everything in your vehicle right. If the person on the other side of the road's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you're just as much at risk. So these kids have put a lot of time and energy into preparing for the reenactment, and I'll let Maddie tell you a little bit more about what she's experienced. We had a practice the other day, and I think she realized how emotional it's going to be.
It's going to hit me hard. I can already tell that the day of, and my friend Allie actually sent me a message the other day, and she was like, so what are you doing in it again? You're not dying, are you? And I was like, no, I'm just the reason it all happens, so you're going to see me break. And she was like, I might not be able to make it, because I can't watch that, because I'm going to end up crying. And I was like, no, you have to be there. You need to be there. But the other day, one of the other girls who I actually am the reason that her sister dies in this car accident, she got to the part where she screams at me, and I hit the realization that it's all my fault. And it's like, we don't even have the cars yet, and I start crying. And they're like, are you going to say anything? Are you going to say anything back to her? And I was like, I can't. I'm crying.
Were they bringing cars out of a salvage yard?
Mm-hmm.
That typical, yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you crawl in a wrecked car?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting. I think the whole event will be fun in the end, but whenever we get out there, I can already tell that it's going to hit us all, and it's going to be like, okay, this is serious.
This can really happen.
Mm-hmm. And I hope that that's the same way that it is for everybody else that's watching, is I want them to look at this and go, wow, that can actually happen, you know.
And I'll let Mackenzie tell you, you know, these students have taken a commitment not only to act in this, but to be an example to their peers. So I'll let her tell you about what they've committed to.
Okay.
It's of course all the practices and all that, and then if anyone else comes up and has questions or has concerns or anything wrong, or they want to admit or anything like that, you know, we're the front runners in all this, so they're going to come up to us and see us as an example to everyone else. So it's not only, you know, just the event, but it's how our peers are going to look at us throughout the rest of high school.
And maybe your parents.
Yeah.
In my research of doing the program that I'm attempting to pull together, two words that always pop up: fantasy versus reality. And you're a lot younger than me, but when we dub the term millennials, they say millennials don't really know the difference between reality and fantasy. Do you see that a lot? Do you think that the realization is that really could happen? Because with all due respect, you all have a lot of video games, and you know, we hear about the violence in some of these games and stuff, and you know, hit reset and you start all over. But that's not how life is. You know, once that car rolls over or hits head on, or somebody goes flying out the window, it could be all over. That's reality.
I think it is, because I definitely experienced it before Grant's accident. I didn't think any of this could happen to my family. I didn't think, you know, we were going to have a big tragedy or anything like that. It was my family. It was perfect. It's fine. And after Grant's accident, I realized that, you know, stuff can happen. It's, you know, it's life. It's going to happen, and you're just going to have to pick it up and try to figure out how to get back to that normal life as best as you can.
Take a negative and make it positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reality out there.
But these kids, you know, hopefully that get to see it. It'll just be Mountain Home High School students, 10th through 12th. It'll be about 1,000 students. But we're hoping that
Or back County Fairgrounds?
It's actually going to be on the campus of Mountain Home High School.
Really?
Where they have the bonfires back there
back
on
behind,
that, and then on the practice field back there. So yeah, it's going to be a accident reenactment, and then we'll take the students inside to Dunbar, and there'll be several other events, including a courtroom scene where Maddie actually is arraigned and before a judge and a jury. So
serious stuff. What do you think, Scooter?
Oops, I hit the wrong button here. I think it's a good thing. I really do. I notice, they do this every year, and what amazes me is the kids talk about how real it is and how emotionally connected they become, and that's when I think it's awesome, because it's not just a play anymore. It's not just a skit that you're doing. When they become emotionally attached, it becomes home. Everything becomes real to them. Everything, this can happen. Tomorrow you never know. If
you're not guaranteed tomorrow. Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest thing is that's the number one thing I hear is how connected they were when it happened to that part.
And I think too, for them to realize that there is consequences to your actions.
Oh yeah.
That when you pick up your phone or you get behind the car and you're drunk, there's consequences, and you got to be willing to face the consequences to those actions. And I think Maddie experienced that the other day. I mean, she wasn't drunk, she wasn't texting, but just the emotions that came through when someone was coming at her verbally and blaming her for someone's death. She didn't know how to react. Imagine if that was real life, whether you're a teen or whether you're an adult. That's people's reality every day. Grant's not the first victim of distracted driving, my nephew, and he won't be the last. I mean, it's an epidemic.
So where you at with the awareness with F.A.D.?
We just received a $20,000 grant from State Farm. I'm so excited. It's the largest grant we've ever received. Gearing back up to go out and do programs in schools, setting some dates. So if anyone's interested, they're welcome to contact me, and I'll be happy to try to get you on the calendar. The next couple of months are going to be crazy because school's winding down, but this is the height of the season. With prom and graduation and senior trips, and then you get into the summer, and you have the 100 most deadliest days of summer. So and then April's National Distractive Driving Awareness Month, but in my book that's every day. So just a lot going on.
Check them out, Families Against Distracted Driving on Facebook. I don't know why it's cutting off that first letter right there.
I don't know,
it's weird.
Our Families Against Distractive Driving page.
Brought it up.
Well, let me try again. It's cutting that off right there, but there it is. It's a non-profit organization. You use all the help you can get.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like it's 7:28. We need to take a commercial break. Scooter, cue up a couple. I'm out of coffee.
Out of coffee already?
Mayday. I'm gonna eat coffee. Be right back.
Your White River getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
7:31 on this March 9th, visiting with Michele Paden, F.A.D D, and The Last Dance, and I'll let you take it from here.
Well, I've got another set of participants, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and explain their role in The Last Dance.
Hi, I'm Katie Vacco. I'm in 11th grade, and I am attendant at Mountain Home High School.
Hi, I'm Daisy Woodbury. I'm in 10th grade, and I attend Mountain Home High School.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Wise. I'm Daisy's mother, and my group supports F.A.D D. It's Ozark Surgical Group, and we're just happy to be here.
All right.
Another great group. I'm going to let Katie start out and sort of tell how she's involved. She's sort of the instigator of the whole accident.
Well, what I do is, what had happens is we are all trying to go to prom, and we kind of want a before party. So as my character does, she portrays okay, we are going to drink alcohol, and then we're going to go to prom and pick up our friends. So as like Maddie, she is the she's not really the reason why, because right before she asked me who's driving, and I toss her the keys. So in this, last practice when we did it, I felt really attached, and when she started blaming everything on me, I felt really attacked as a person, and so we start going back and forth and having an argument and kind of playing the blame game. And during the last practice, I felt like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be in this situation, but I also feel like this needs to be something that needs to be said, not just in Mountain Home, but around the world. And I think that's a really good reason why we're putting this on the Mountain Home Bomber YouTube channel.
And I think it's very important, like you said, that the awareness needs to be communicated not only in Mountain Home, but everywhere. And our goal, especially in our community, is for this to never happen to anyone of their peers or anyone in our community. We don't want our community to have to go through another tragedy, like you said earlier. We've experienced a lot of heartache and pain
since January 1st of this year. And
if we can do this and hopefully save one life or save more lives from becoming victims of distractive driving, then that's ultimately what we want to do. And I'll let Daisy tell about her role.
I am actually in the prom car with Katie and Madeline, but I end up getting severely injured and I have to be air flighted because of the bad decisions that Katie and Madeline have.
Air evac going to be part of it too?
Yes, air evac, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty emotional.
Uh-huh.
It'll send chills up your spine.
These girls have been really working hard. Many practices after school. They are really involved, and we're very proud of them.
Yeah, huge commitment. And it's really hard to be an example to your peers. So I commend them for that, and they know that, like we talked earlier, it's not just that day. This is something that they're going to have to be committed to for the rest of their life. I mean, they're setting examples for for fellow teens, and then also for adults.
My thought is, we can have, and we've talked about raising awareness. That seems that's the magic two words. We're raising awareness, and I've gone past that because we're aware there's an issue. We're aware that texting and driving causes accidents and causes fatalities and injuries, and we know what the alcohol and even the marijuana use. They've got some problems in Colorado right now with people driving under the influence. We've got the awareness. How do we drive it through?
Well, when I speak,
and say, look,
I express that there's a big puzzle, and as far as distracted driving, and I think this carries over into other addictions and other problems that we have in our society. There's legislation. We have that. It's not the strongest, but we have that. Then
how long did you lobby in Little Rock for that?
Well, I was there last year from January to almost the middle of March.
And that was in 16, so you were there in 14 as well, weren't you?
I was there 2015 and 2017.
Okay.
And
because even years are physical session.
Yeah. So, but you have the legislative component, you have the law enforcement component, you have the judicial system component, you have education. But all those things together, you have law enforcement out there writing tickets. If they go before a judge and the judge doesn't take it serious and they give them a slap on the hand, then what's the point of that? Or you have law enforcement out there that's not enforcing it, that the laws that are on the books, which I agree we need to have stronger laws. We need to be a hand-free state. But then it all boils down to, with those four components, education, law enforcement, our judicial system, and legislation, there's another component, and that's personal choice.
True. So true.
So all those things have to work together, and you have to make a personal commitment every time you get behind the wheel that you're going to do your part and put down your phone, or not drink and drive, or not get onto the kids in the back seat, or not put on your makeup, or whatever your distraction is.
Remember that time Bob Zadora was on with us? We're doing radio.
Yeah.
He's going down, what's that, Lakeshore in Chicago, and some lady had her left foot up painting her toenails while driving in Chicago.
Or brushing your teeth, or combing your hair, or knitting. I've had someone, contact and say they saw someone
while driving.
While driving. Mm-hmm.
The worst I seen is a lady was driving beside me in that little rearview mirror, putting her makeup on. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Putting her makeup on. I don't get it.
It happens. When I was a student at Hendrix College in Conway, that extra 15 minutes of sleep was worth it to me to put my makeup on going down the interstate. And, didn't think about it. Wasn't even thinking that I could hurt myself or potentially kill someone else going down the interstate. So I'm very lucky to be here. It's all our decisions that we make. That was a while back, so but I don't do it anymore.
And that's the thing. It's one thing to make a decision to not protect yourself, but it's another thing when you're affecting other people.
But even the decision that you make not to protect yourself, think about it.
It affects other people.
It affects other people because, if you're making that decision, you're taking a husband away from your wife. You're taking a father away from your kids. So, even though you don't think you're making a bad decision, it has rippling effects. And there's other lives that are greatly affected besides your own.
The domino effect, it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah. And I think one thing, one of my friends from school always told me, you hear all these kids joke around like, KMS, or this makes me want to kill myself. Well, she was telling me that a lot of people don't really understand the actual feeling that you have when you have depression, or you have a death in the family. You don't understand that. And she was telling me that if you are really thinking about like killing yourself, you're not going to buckle up while you drive. You're going to text and drive. You're going to drink and drive. But what those people don't understand is you're not only putting your life at risk, you're putting others as well.
That's
and
a good point. Yeah.
I think that is really hard hitting to all of us, no matter what your age is or what your standpoint is on any of this. I think that knowing that you as a person could injure somebody else or could possibly even kill somebody else by not having your seatbelt on and texting and driving. I feel like that's always been like, ever since she told me that, I feel like that was always like real hard hitting.
You see, and the seatbelt, Michelle knows because we discussed this about the mandatory seatbelt. When I was in preschool years, 5, 6 years old, my grandfather was a railroad guy in St. Louis. We lived about 15 miles east of St. Louis on the Illinois side. Mm-hmm. And he'd call my mom and says, "Oh, I got to go to St. Louis, pick up a paycheck." Dale went right along. She says, "Yeah, he'll be ready to go." He had a 1955 Plymouth. Now, this is a basic car. Mm-hmm. It had a heater. That was the option. For directional signals, you stuck your hand out the window and pointed left. That means you're turning left. It had brake lights. That was about it. That was a basic Plymouth.
You're really showing your age.
I know. I would stand up in the front seat while he drove.
Wow.
And a lot of times Illinois was reasonable and proper. You know, you can run 60, 65 miles an hour if the weather conditions and traffic conditions, you can run faster than that.
Our cars are safer now more than they ever have been. But here's the scary thing. We have more fatalities involving auto accidents.
Yeah.
We have more bells and whistles, we have more safety features, but we have more things that distract us. All the in-dash bells and whistles. And as a society, whether we want to admit it or not, cell phone use behind the wheel is actually worse than drinking and driving. Mm-hmm. You are just as impaired, if not more impaired, when you're under the influence of technology.
Because I've noticed when I'll be sitting here till about 9 o'clock texting people back and forth for next week's programs. My whole thought is right here on what I'm trying to text. Did I spell that word right? No, maybe I need my glasses, something like this. If I'm doing that in the car and I've got it over here and I'm trying to go this way, it's not just it's the mental part of thinking, oh, I've got a stoplight coming up here in a few hundred feet, you know.
And people don't think, well, my eyes are off the road for 30 seconds. They think I'm an excellent driver. I've been doing this for 20, 30 years. I'm not going to cause an accident. I can eat this cheeseburger. I can text. I can just take this call. They don't realize the repercussions that come from these things.
Yeah.
It's just
and when
a mindset.
You said 30 seconds at 50 miles an hour, that's a long distance.
Absolutely. And that's the average text. It takes 30 seconds. Well,
really,
for older people like me.
Jerry's not here to be half a day.
Yeah, Jerry, it takes 10 minutes.
I hope he doesn't do that behind the wheel.
No. It's just, you know, when I started doing research on this program that I'm working on with addictions and suicide, I thought, this would be a piece of cake. We'll have it done in no time. The research has opened up so many doors. Like, I can't believe my ears, what I'm hearing, what people are telling me about this stuff. And I know exactly what you're going through, you know. And when y'all talk about being in the cars, like I said, I've been in the salvage yards and I've seen some big old cars just mashed to nothing. And you know that people were taken, their lives were taken. It's just, it's some of it's pretty gruesome.
Eddie Elliott's son, Chad, was talking to me yesterday, and he said that him and his dad are going to have to vacuum out all of the glass out of the cars. And I was really confused for a minute. I was like, well, I mean, we're getting it from the salvage yard. Like, why? I was like, I understand that they'll have to, like, vacuum out the glass, but, like, how bad are these cars? And he was like, they are real cars. They are real accident cars. Mm-hmm. And I just felt my heart drop to my stomach, because I'm one of those people that I have to care about everybody. And if one person's not happy, I have to make sure that they're as equally as happy as everybody else. So that hurts me as an individual, and I know that hurts a lot of people as well.
I saw a car that was involved in an accident down at Norfolk, and they brought the car up here. I don't know if Baxter County held it or something. I cannot tell you what brand of car it was. All I know, it was manufactured by General Motors because there was a sticker, had GM, and had the VIN code, vehicle identification number, which is all 17 digits, on one of the body panels. But literally the car was so destroyed, you can tell if it was Buick, Chevy, Cadillac, Pontiac, whatever it was that destroyed. It was white and it was made by GM. That's all I can tell you.
Wow.
Found out later it was a Pontiac.
Sometimes seeing those vehicles can really, you know, personally, when I was younger, my mom had a car accident, and my dad had asked me, because he was dealing with her, and go over to the car and get our belongings out of the car. It's totaled. So I drove over there, and I'm, I'll get a little graphical on the air because people need to realize this. As a kid, opening up the car, I'm thinking I'm just going to grab my stuff, but then I can see where her face had hit the windshield. She has parts of skin hanging down, parts of, to me, that's when it hit home. This was my mom. That's parts of her that's in that car. And it was tough. Yeah.
Did she survive that, right?
Huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
she survived, but it was a rough.
That Sunday school teacher
for me.
I mean, if you can imagine a 1964 Chevy, back in those days, the frame was like left front, right front. It came back what's called the X-frame construction at a 327. A kid running from police in a brand new 68 Chevy doing 95 miles an hour. And how do we know that? And the speedometer is that long, and the needle was mashed at 95. Hit him head on. He killed everybody in both cars. And that was 50 years ago. And I still remember being in that. It was on Black Lane in Caseyville, Illinois.
And 50 years later, people are still
dying in car accidents. I can remember that Sunday afternoon. We went to see those cars. My dad had a 35mm camera. He was going to take pictures. He got out. He stood there. He turned around. He put the camera back in the car. He came back and looked at the car. He wouldn't even take a picture of it. It was that bad. Need to take a break. 7:46 on this Friday, March 9th. Be right back.
I need to mention.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys, and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home. $7:48 on this Friday. Michelle, you want to finish it out?
Just want to mention that, this is a huge project, and we couldn't do it without the support of the community. And like I said, Eddie Elliott is the chairman, and then myself and Tom Kiley from Kirby Funeral Home, and Brad Hayes, the Baxter County coroner, and Ashley Havens, State Farm agent here, are also on the planning committee. But a lot of other sponsors are on the Last Dance Facebook page, or on the F.A.D.D group, or Families Against Distractive Driving page, if you want to go on there and see how our community once again steps up to the plate when we ask for help, and and want to do something that we hope is impacting lives. So, and I'm going to let you explain Ozark Surgical Group's gracious donation.
Great. The way we got in contact with Michele was we were speaking at the nurse's station trying to think of ways to help with these preventable traumas. Someone had mentioned Michele, and we looked at F.A.D.D, and wonderful, wonderful group. We love what she's doing there. After speaking with her, Ozark Surgical Group has sponsored these cell phone bags. They block all transmissions. You can't have it plugged in charging, but have the cell phone completely in the bag, no texts, no phone calls, no distractions.
Really? Blocks everything.
And the students and parents can pick them up in Dunbar after the last dance. If for some reason you cannot do that, Ozark Surgical Group will have them behind the counter. Please come on in. We want to prevent these traumas. I mean, these beautiful young ladies and everyone in the community, senseless deaths and injuries.
And you mentioned a great point. These are preventable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're not accidents. They're crashes, because accidents can't be prevented. Crashes can.
Absolutely.
Here's a video still. I don't know if you can throw that on there. This shows the air evac helicopter starting to take off. You see the ambulances out there and the 2 cars that have been brought in. That looks like a Lincoln right there. Once was a Lincoln. What's left of a Lincoln.
Yeah, that's from last year.
That's last year's, yeah.
And that was at ASU Mountain Home.
I'm going to hit the motion on that so we can see. You can see last year's traumatization here. I can see the emotion that, you know, the emotional factor here. It's back it up here a little bit and see what's going on here. Yeah, there you go. That was looks like the little Chrysler and the little Lincoln.
And you see all this video footage, and another part that is not here representing Mountain Home High School is the East program, and they do all the videos. They operate the drone. I mean, so just the students that you've seen today, it's just a snapshot of all the students that are behind this and working and are involved in the production of this reenactment. It's pretty amazing.
This is strictly a reenactment. This is from last year, and so, you know, this is what it's all about, and it'll be taking place next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, March 14th, from 9 to 11. And there, you know, like I said, there'll be different phases. We'll start out with the accident, and then there's a couple more surprises. We're not going to tell everything about it.
Okay. You'll keep us in suspense, are we?
You got to watch.
I know. All right. You know, it's just with what has transpired in Baxter, Marion counties, Fulton County since January 1st, and now bringing this into perspective, we've got to take this serious.
Yeah.
This is not, oh yeah, isn't this wonderful what the kids at the school are doing? This is not what it's about. It's not trying to be cute. You know,
FAD's mission is to save lives from death and serious injuries, but I also need to add to save families.
Yeah.
Because just like we were talking earlier, it's a domino effect, and not one person's life has changed that day. A whole lot of lives.
I'll tell you, the reality I'm putting in my television special is we've got arrangements with Mike Sisk at the gun range, and we're going to take a 9mm. We're going to hit a cantaloupe, a watermelon, a pineapple, and 3 gallons of red water. The reality of what a 9mm will do.
And guns kill when they're misused, and so do vehicles.
Yep.
Vehicles can kill too.
That's the education factor. How many guns I've got, hasn't heard anything but a Coca-Cola can and a Clorox bottle when I can hit them.
But when they're misused.
But when they're misused.
And they're not respected.
That's right.
That's the thing, you know, guns as well as vehicles don't kill anybody. It's the choices the person makes that's operating.
Yeah.
Yep.
And driving is not seen as a privilege anymore. People think that it's my right to drive. It's a privilege to be on the road.
It's a privilege, yeah, you're right. It's, you know, reality and fantasy. You know, we got to stay in the reality, in the real world here. What else we need to cover? We've got about 6 minutes before we close it out, everybody. I'm glad everybody
Well, I
got
see
to
you're
come
over there and you're drinking out of a St. Louis cup, and Let me tell you, the Cubbies are so much better.
Chicago actually has a ball team? Chicago? Really?
Yeah. I knew I liked her.
Turn your mic off.
I mean, I don't follow the whole baseball scene, but anybody against Dale.
Look at my desktop. Thank you.
This is great. This has just turned up a notch.
Well, I think it's kind of funny that I'm a Chicago Cubs fan and Daisy over here is a White Sox fan.
North and South. North Chicago, South Chicago.
Yep.
Real baseball's in St. Louis. You can have it in Chicago, but it's in St. Louis.
I don't think so, considering that we've taken you out of the league the past couple years.
Ooh, you found out. I'm just going to sit back.
What mic is she on?
I think he's met his match.
I'm glad Jerry's not. I'd really be in trouble.
Jerry, if you're watching this.
Is this 06 or 11? Let's see, this must be 06.
But
you know what? I gotta say this: it didn't take St. Louis 108 years to get back in the championship. I mean, 64, 67, 68, 82, 87.
Yeah, but at least we show that we're committed.
Okay,
you are not winning this argument.
I'm gonna change the setup.
I got 5 women over here. You're not helping.
I'm with them. I know better.
I can see. I gotta hand you this. So when the Cubs won that World Series, I watched the Grant Park, I think it is, class act. They deserve that win. That was a good win. It really was.
We got cheated out of last year's. We did.
Really?
If you need a sports anchor to anchor
invite her in on Monday
to anchor the show.
Come on in.
Hey, watch what you say.
I want to give another huge shout out to Mountain Home High School and for allowing us to have the last dance on their campus. Principal Brett Boget was so receptive to us doing this, and I appreciate Dr. Long, Mountain Home School District Superintendent, for supporting us as well.
Yep. Tell you what, this is important stuff. Fantasy versus reality, folks. This is reality. You know, this is reality. You know.
And lives are changed in seconds behind the wheel of a car.
Yep. Wow. Next Wednesday the 14th this takes place. And it's going to be now how people could see it. YouTube channel.
YouTube channel, just because.
I just typed in Mountain Home The Last Dance.
Now that's the one from last year.
And how it popped up with Ellen DeGeneres, I have no idea. But there's.
Yeah, that's the whole production. Our little clips from last year. There again, the East students video the entire reenactment, and then they put a video together with some music, and it was, how long is it?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, but it's a very powerful 5 minutes.
Yeah, and Carrera was saying that she's our camera girl, and she was saying that we're gonna put it like live stream on YouTube. So Mountain Home Bombers actually have like a YouTube page that we normally do like our sports from, and like we'll video the football and the basketball games. So this is going to be right there, and people can watch it live streamed.
And we do encourage people to watch it on the YouTube channel because space is very, very limited in Dunbar. Dunbar only holds about 1,000 people, and the student population will take that.
Oh yeah.
So you know, we wish that we could have everyone there, but it's really going to be advantageous for you just to watch it on the YouTube channel.
And invite your friends and family who can't make it or not in the community here. Invite them to watch it. They can benefit from prevention. Just prevention.
Yeah, I'm sure this eventually stuff like this will be nationwide.
We're
hoping they do it in other areas?
Oh yeah. I've participated in several reenactments, and I will have to say this one is very, very involved.
Yeah. This one's one of the best.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it takes it beyond the reenactment and really shows the consequences. It's not just an accident and everyone walks away.
Yep.
There's more that unfolds from there.
Folks, it's time to wake up. Fantasy and reality. The reality is you can't text and drive, can't drink and drive, and anything else we want to do, even eating a hamburger and sipping on a Coke. You know, so
Lives are changing seconds behind the wheel of a car.
That pretty well wraps it up. Back on Monday, Bob Rechtenwald Sports on Monday morning. Have a great weekend. We'll see you then. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Thank
you. Thanks for having
Cubs.
us.